America, we gotta get back to doing what's expected of us as free citizens in this democracy. That means being tolerant, being respectful, staying informed, and being engaged. I'm former Congressman Joe Walsh. Follow me here and join the millions of Americans who are renewing their social contract with each other. The social contract, it's on us. Hey, man, just decide what kind of country you want to be. Decide, Americans, decide what kind of an America do you want? I have to say this and scream this every single day. I'll do it. The beauty of Trump is he's demanding we make that decision right now. He is so utterly and thoroughly un-American. And by the way, do yourself a favor, understand the difference between un-American and anti-American. Understand the difference. Donald Trump is un-American. He exemplifies everything that America is not. He stands for everything America does not stand for. He's un-American. And because he's so un-American, he's forcing us as a people to decide what kind of an America we're going to be. And damn it, America, decide. Decide. Like, for instance, do you want to be the kind of country that takes an immigrant who's been here 30 years in this country legally? He came here legally. He's been here legally for 30 years, a business owner. He's paid taxes for 32 years, owned a trucking business, got married 8 years ago, was in the process of becoming an American citizen, doing everything right, going through the process here legally, and ICE 3 months ago grabs him off the street. Is that the kind of America you want to be? Is that the kind of immigrant? Is that the kind of criminal immigrant you want to grab? Damn it, America, yes or no? I'm so fucking tired of this bullshit. Decide. We all say, man, right? We all want to get rid of anybody in this country illegally, you're a violent criminal, get the hell out. We're all on board with that. Well, how about this? How about a guy who came here 30 years ago from Bulgaria on a student visa, received a work permit, has been in this country for 30 years, working his ass off, paying taxes. He started a small business, a trucking company, doing everything right. He's been here 30 years. He gets married 8 years ago to an American citizen. He applies for his green card. He's applying for American citizenship. He goes in for his follow-up meeting on what he needs to do next to become an American citizen, and ICE grabs him, detains him, throws him into a van, and throws him into jail. Like that. Is that what you want America to be? Is that the face you want this country to put forward? Is that the immigrant you want the hell out of this country? Well, you better decide, America, this Monday. And I know, look, Merry Christmas, everybody. I know, and there's so much to talk about because J.D. Vance over the weekend continued my former political party's daily assault on the very principles this country is founded upon. We'll get into that in a little bit. There's so much to talk about this Christmas week, but by golly, I don't want to get beyond this because this is a big deal. This Bulgarian business owner from Chicago who's been in this country for 30 years, who ICE grabbed during one of their raids 3 months ago, he died a week ago. He died. So America, you got to decide what kind of immigrant you want to grab. Thank you, Keith. Keep that up there for a little bit. You got to decide. We got to decide what the hell kind of an America are we going to be. Too late for Nenko. Too late for 56-year-old Nenko Ganchev. America, you couldn't decide. Now he's dead. In ICE custody, dead. The 30 or 31st or 32nd immigrant who died while in the custody of ICE. And ICE killed him. There's an ongoing investigation. ICE killed him. Nenko, a diabetic, type 2 diabetic, did not get the medical assistance he needed, was found unresponsive on the floor a week ago. I read this story over the weekend and I couldn't move beyond it. 56-year-old Nenko Ganchev, a Chicago Bulgarian business owner, owned a trucking business. 30 years here, doing everything right. 30 years here legally. Student visa, work permit, green card, applying to become an American citizen. Did you hear me, guys? Doing everything right. And as he proceeds and continues to do everything right, ICE ambushed him at an immigration office in Chicago 3 months ago, comes in for his follow-up meeting on his citizenship application, and ICE agents, masked ICE agents, grab him, throw him in a jail in Michigan, where he sat for 3 months, almost 3 months, in bad physical condition. As his physical condition deteriorated, he's a diabetic, as his sugar level spiked, not getting the food he needed to get, not getting the medicine he needed to get, not getting the care, the medical treatment he needed to get. He died a week ago. That just broke me. 56-year-old Nenko Ganchev dies while in our custody. Never should have been in our custody. Or wait a minute, America. I'm sorry. America, you got to decide. Is this the kind of guy you want our masked federal thuggish agents to grab? You decide. Because it's happening every day. He was grabbed illegally. A federal judge in Chicago a month ago decreed, ordered Nenko to be released. That ruling was overturned by an appeals court. So 56-year-old Nenko Ganchev then, by late November, early December, had a choice. He's being held illegally by ICE. His health is deteriorating. ICE is not giving him any the necessary medical treatment he needs. 56-year-old Nenko Ganchev, who's been here 30 years, had a choice. Go back to Bulgaria immediately or stay in jail until his case can be resolved. And this is what broke me. 56-year-old Nenko Ganchev, Chicago business owner, told his wife he wanted to stay because he loved this country. This was his country. He'd been here 30 years. So he elected to stay instead of going back to Bulgaria. And if he did, he'd be alive, but he'd never be able to come back to America, his country. So he stayed in detention. And his health got worse. And though the family made cries and the family and friends made pleas, ICE gave them all a middle finger. Denied Nenko the drugs he needed, the medical treatment he needed. And he was found unresponsive on a jail floor, a cement jail floor, about a week ago. There's an ongoing investigation. 30-some immigrants have died while in the custody of ICE. It still hurts for me to yell because I'm still undergoing my recovery from my surgery, and it's a lot of it's in my gut. So when I yell, my gut gets worked up, and I don't want to do that. I'm just asking you. I'm just asking you, America. This is America now. This is Trump's America now. We're 56-year-old hard-working immigrants who are here legally, who pay taxes, who are small business owners. He married an American citizen 8 years ago. According to friends and family, all he was working to do was to finally become a citizen of this country, like almost the only country he knew. It's all he wanted. And it killed him because he could have gone back. Is this Christmas week? Is this what you want us to be? And all of you, my MAGA brothers and sisters, who used to be my voters and my supporters and my followers and my friends, and now I'm a traitor to you all. But to my MAGA brothers and sisters, 56-year-old Nenko Ganchev, is this the kind of immigrant you want jailed and detained and then deported? Is this what you want? Is this the face? I know you're tough on the border. I'm tough on the border. I know you want to enforce our immigration laws. I'm all about that with you. I'm asking you to go a little deeper. I'm asking a real question. Is this, when you voted for Trump and you said, get them out, mass deportations, get all the violent criminals out, whatever you said to Trump, is this the kind of immigrant you wanted masked federal agents to grab off of our streets? A 56-year-old immigrant from Bulgaria who's been here legally for 30 years, who's contributed to his country, small business owner, paying taxes and all the rest, doing everything you've asked him to do to become an American citizen, to contribute and then become an American citizen, and we grab him. Is this what you had in mind? That's all I'm asking. And I hope and I pray for the memory of 56-year-old Nenko Ganchev. I hope and I pray that most Americans say no, and most Americans say hell no. Most Americans say fuck no. This is not what I want America to be. This is not the face I want America to put forward. America is that shining city on the hill. I do not want America to be a country that people are afraid of, people don't want to come to, that people don't want anything to do with, that people fear, that people don't like, that people hate. You better decide, America, because just a year of Trump, that's what we've become. A country that people hate, a country that people fear, a country that people don't want to visit, a country that people don't want to vacation in, a country that people don't want to come to go to school in, a people that people don't want to come to work in, a people that a country that people do not want to anymore become citizens of. The antithesis of that shining city on a hill. If only for his memory, this Chicago Bulgarian business owner, Nenko Ganchev, I just hope and pray America resoundingly says, no, this is not what I want America to be. He died a week ago while in ICE custody. He died a week ago. He was killed. He's a diabetic, a type 2 diabetic, 56 years old. He's in jail for 3 months. His health is deteriorating. He's not eating properly. His sugar levels are spiking. He's not on the meds he needs to be on. He's not getting the medical care he needs to get, right? And ICE didn't give a fuck, and he died. He died. Found on a cold cement floor. This Christmas season. Just think long and hard, America. Just please think long and hard. And remember the name Nenko Ganchev. And I think we're up to 32 immigrants. Think of that. 32 immigrants have died this past year while in the custody of ICE. Is that the face we want to put out there for America? And by the way, before I hop on to JD Vance, guys, there's something. Maybe it's a good thing that I can't yell because I'm recovering from surgery, but familiar refrain of mine, everybody listening right now. Let's do something about this. Let's do something about ICE. Let's fight back against ICE. Let's stand up for America. Let's resoundingly say, no, I don't want this to be the America. I don't want this to be what my country is. What can I do, Joe? Outside of getting righteously angry and yelling, the best thing we can do is stand up with and help try to protect our immigrant brothers and sisters, the Nenko Ganchevs out there who are out there. I'm just, again, I'm a barking dog, but 2 weeks ago we launched this thing called Paxis. This app we're building for the very immigrants who are targeted and terrorized by ICE. This is an app that all of us will be able to use to help our immigrant neighbors and community members to help people who are in a position like Nenko was in. We launched a GoFundMe page for this app 2 weeks ago, and thanks to the generosity of all of you, man, we blew by our first target, which simply means the first working version of Paxis, this app, will be ready in mid-January. We will have the first working version of kind of like the one-stop shop, the app that every immigrant can go to know what their rights are, to know what their situation is, to know what ICE is doing, to know where ICE is, to know the questions they can ask and the questions they can't ask, what they can say, what they shouldn't say when ICE knocks on the door or when ICE is in their neighborhood, information that they can all know well before ICE pounds on that door. We'll have, thanks to your generosity, the first working version of that app by mid-January. We continue with the GoFundMe fundraising because we're going to raise a heck of a lot more to get this thing out there into the hands of everybody who needs it. What happened to Nenko, this goes on every day in this country. So if you want to be part of the solution, if you want to do more than just righteously shout at Trump and ICE, if you want to do something to fight back against, and I say fight back against, with the Constitution and the law as our guide to fight back against what Paxis is doing, go to that. There it is. Go to paxis.app. That'll take you right to the GoFundMe page. And please give what you can, and please share that link with everybody you know. The reason we're crowdfunding for this app, this one centralized location where everybody can go to be informed about how to fight back against ICE. The reason we're crowdfunding this thing is because people are afraid of Trump. People are bending the knee to Trump. Heads of big tech companies, corporate CEOs, law firms, universities. Trump is using his personal lawyer, Pam Bondi, to go after these people. We figured if we crowdfunded an app for our immigrant friends and neighbors, that it would be really difficult for Trump to go after millions of Americans who all gave $5 or $10 to support this app. Trump's going to go after all of us? It's easy for him to say to the head of Apple, don't you dare develop some anti-ICE app. I'll come after you, head of Apple. But Trump can't come after thousands of us. If the American people all chip in, what's he going to do? Send Pam Bondi after tens of thousands of us? That's why we're crowdfunding this thing. Your generosity beginning 2 weeks ago helped us raise the amount we needed to raise to build the first working version by mid-January. We're working by the end of the year to hit our second money target. Another 25,000. We reached our first 25,000. If we can hit the next $25,000 by the end of this calendar year, we will be able to, and this is so important, once that working version's ready, we'll be able to distribute that working version of the app, the one-stop shop, the one-stop know your rights app. We'll be able to distribute that app into the hands of the immigrants, the families, the individuals in crisis, in need, most in need of this information, most in need of this Know Your Rights tool. So help us get to that second target. Go to paxis.app, Paxis, Paxis.app. Go to that link, goes right to the GoFundMe page. Help us hit our second $25,000 target, which will be 50 in total, to get us to be able to distribute this thing. We all want to own it. This is ours. This is ours. Come on, ICE. Come on, Trump. Come after all of us. Dare ya. Dare ya. Do something about it. Go to Paxis.app. Paxis.app. Become part of the solution. Last thing I wanted to touch upon today, JD Vance. He spoke at AmFest over the weekend, Turning Point USA's big old whatever. JD Vance was one of the last speakers. They were all there. All the MAGA influencers were there. Republican politicians. JD Vance was one of the last to speak. And I just, to every American listening to me, listen to what I say right now for whatever it's worth. I say this not as a new Democrat. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a progressive. I'm not on the left. I am still a proud, limited government, freedom loving, democracy loving, rule of law loving Tea Party dude who just happens to be a Democrat right now because my former political party is full on un-American, is full on opposed to democracy. So I say this as someone who comes from the right, someone who comes from the Tea Party, someone who comes from MAGA, right? You know, reformed MAGA gangbanger. I call myself all of that all the time. Listen to what I have to say right now. I do not believe that most Americans truly understand the threat that is most animating my former political party right now. And that threat is white Christian nationalism. I don't think most Americans still get it. I don't think most Americans still understand what this threat is in the Republican Party and how this threat is growing. J.D. Vance over the weekend spoke to it again. J.D. Vance over the weekend, he said a couple things. One that maybe I'll get into later on in the week. He just out and out. I'm not going to play this one, Keith. I'll play the now I don't have to apologize for being a white clip. I'll play that. We'll play that in a sec. J.D. Vance also came out yesterday and said that America is a Christian country. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. J.D. Vance said the anchor of America is that we are a Christian country. No, that's not our anchor. Our anchor is freedom, freedom of religion. Our anchor is that you can be any color, any creed, worship any God and come here. But I won't get ahead of myself. The vice president of the United States, the odds-on favorite to be the presidential nominee of the Republican Party in 2028, just out and out, proudly and publicly giving voice to America being a white Christian country. Keith, do we have we no longer have to apologize for being white?
In the United States of America, you don't have to apologize for being white anymore.
When did you ever? I say that as a white guy. And every white American listening to me right now. When have you ever apologized for being white? I never have. I don't think I've ever apologized to anybody in America for being white. Is there anybody, my MAGA brothers and sisters, have you ever apologized, had to apologize, been forced to apologize for being white? This was a big part of J.D. Vance, and you heard the crowd roar. He gave about a 24, 25-minute speech, the crux of which, by the way, Keith, I'll explain it later, but play the Christian Nation clip.
That unites us. But I want to say something here. The only thing that has truly served as an anchor of the United States of America is that we have been, and by the grace of God, we always will be a Christian nation.
Now, understand exactly what he said. The only thing that has ever anchored what it means to be the United States of America, J.D. Vance said, is that we are a Christian nation. That's the exact opposite of what our founders believed. Please understand that. Our founders discussed, debated this whole thing, and our founders purposely made clear that we are not a Christian nation. We are not officially a nation of any religion. Our founders were very clear to do that. The only anchor that unites the United States of America is this notion of freedom, is this notion of self-government, that we can be free to do whatever we want to do, that we can be free to worship whatever God we want to worship. We can be free to be part of any religion we want to be a part of. Again, I'm not going to get into that now. I'll save that all for a later show. What's important to know now is this was J.D. Vance's speech. Basically, that's the likely nominee of the Republican Party in 2028, continuing the Republican Party's assault on the very founding principles of this country. Why is he doing it? Why is he doing it? Because The most powerful force right now in my former political party is the desire to be, the demand to be a white Christian country, white Christian nationalism. This is the most powerful force in MAGA. It's something I hear every day. Look, Trump is an empty vessel. Trump doesn't fucking believe in anything but Trump. JD Vance is not an empty vessel. White Christian nationalists have used Trump to advance their agenda, to grow their movement. Because Trump's an empty vessel, in this era of Trump, white Christian nationalism is a big part of the MAGA coalition. It's been unleashed, and it's growing every single day. This is a real threat. Yes, it's utterly un-American. It goes against everything America stands for. A white country? We're officially a Christian country? That goes against everything our founders fought for, everything that's in the Declaration of Independence, everything that's in the Constitution. But for us today, understand this is what's animating and driving one of our two major political parties. And we need to wake up to it. And as long as I've got a breath, I'm gonna sound the alarm. Republicans want us to be a white Christian country. Just say it, man. Say it. J.D. Vance said it. He's not alone. Mike Johnson said the same thing. Man, again, forget about Trump. Trump doesn't believe in anything. Say it. J.D. Vance wants America to officially be a white Christian country. Today's Republican Party wants America to officially be a white Christian country. Listen to what they say. Listen to what the leaders of my former party say. I wish you could hear what Republican MAGA voters tell me every single day. It would just send a chill up your spine. But I think we have to be that direct in our response. This is what they want. And we have to be direct. We have two political parties. One of the parties, my new party, they got issues, baby, no doubt, right? The other party is pushing for America to be officially designated a white Christian country. What do you want, American voter? Is that what you want, American voter? I'll end today's show where I began. Decide. Make a decision, American voter. Do you want America to be the kind of country that grabs a 56-year-old immigrant off the streets who's been here legally for 30 years, paying taxes for 30 years, launched and grew a small business for 30 years? Do you want that kind of immigrant grabbed off the streets? Same question here. Decide, America. Do you want America to be a white Christian country? End of story. Yes or no? Do you want America officially designated? Because J.D. Vance does, Mike Johnson does, the MAGA base does. My former political party wants this. What say you, American voter? Do you want America to officially be a white Christian country? If you do, man, it's easy. Vote Republican up and down the ballot. I'm not going to allow wiggle room here. I'm not. When J.D. Vance says we're a Christian country, there's no wiggle room there. When J.D. Vance says we're done apologizing for being white, there's no wiggle room there. He's not alone. They're telling us what they want. Good on them for doing that. Thank you, J.D. Vance, for at least being honest and telling us what you want America to be. And now it's on America to decide. It's on the American voter to decide. But you best, and I'll talk more about this later after Christmas, you best pay attention to this threat. White Christian nationalism is the most powerful force in my former political party, by far. Again, there it is, Paxis.app. Go there, go to that link and contribute to our effort to put a tool into the hands of every immigrant in this country targeted by ICE. As always, please, this Christmas, if you'd like to, become a subscriber to my Substack, Social Contract with Joe Walsh.substack.com. Become a subscriber. Everything I do is there. By the way, I think I got this right. If you got a MAGA brother or sister or a MAGA friend, a great present you can give them is a subscription to my Substack as a way for them to hear, not from a crazy lefty, but somebody like me, the truth. Make a great Christmas present. Buy a subscription to my Substack for your MAGA friends and family members. It would be great for them. I think too, if you do that, I will talk to your MAGA friends or your MAGA brothers or sisters. I think that's part of our end of the year Christmas deal. Social Contract with Joe Walsh.substack.com. Check it out. As always, if you want to send me an email, please do. The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.gmail.com. All one word. Short week this week. There'll be no show on Wednesday and Thursday, Christmas Eve day and Christmas Day, but a show tomorrow, Tuesday, and a show on Friday. Make it a good, blessed week. Merry Christmas, everybody. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, share, and follow The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been The Social Contract with